Mike, what was today kind of on your calendar and scheduled to practice today, or did you kind of look at how things went yesterday and felt maybe some extra work was needed?
No, I mean before the game, I think my gut was that today would be a film and light practice day, and we talked about it as a staff, and as always, it's about 50-50. So they force somebody to have to make a decision. So I think just with the flow of the series, with wins 3 and 4 and 2 and everything are just like coming in today.
Obviously, I post-game a little bit, talked about some of the offensive issues. When you were able to look back, was it just as simple as guys miss shots and you liked some of the looks, like Chris and Drew and some of the looks from 3, or did you see some things that maybe they did defensively that created some of those problems?
Just like always, both. There's some times where we felt really good about the looks that lots of guys had, and then there were times when their defense was very, very good, and we've got to improve our execution. We've got to improve, our ability to move them and create cleaner, better looks. So, it's a little bit of both.
Was the tape as ugly as you thought it was last night?
Depends if you like defense or offense. So, it's, the playoffs and game ones, and they can go lots of different directions. I think we've all seen a little bit of everything. So, I don't think it's very totally out of the ordinary or totally out of line. You just got to take them as they come, and to be able to look at it and have film and have played a game and know a game is, relatively quick on the horizon, I think will be good for all of us.
What's your process after a playoff game? Do you rewatch a game immediately as a staff, or do you wait a couple hours? Do you sleep on it?
No, we watch it. We watch it, right away, and then, you kind of the video room's kind of putting together edits, and there's a process that we've done. It feels like a million times now, whether you're an assistant and you work your way from different spots, from the video guy to the assistant so there's a process that goes into it, and it's a great challenge. Playoff basketball and the defense and the competitiveness and the effort and everything. So we got to be better, and the film's always the best way to kind of talk about how we can be better.
Is that different than the regular season? Or?
Yeah. No, I mean, we certainly have our film sessions. We certainly put our time and effort and, the rhythm and how we do it. Sometimes regular season you might come across one where it looks and feels similar to, last night and today. And but there's 82, and hopefully you got to keep your sanity and things like that. So, it's different.
How close are those edits to what you were asked to put together back in the day in Pop's film room? Like, is it like pretty much what was asked of you?
No, I mean there's a very, I think there's some characteristics or there's some things that you look for, and sequencing, ordering, teaching, words, leader slides. You just try and do your best to communicate and keep it simple and clean, and where we need to improve, and also, things that we did well. So a lot of lessons learned for sure in San Antonio and all through the steps that look and feel very similar to, what we go through here and what we put together and share with the team.
Go ahead. You got it.
I guess if there's any benefit Rook having missed as much time as he did because of the back injury, it's that he didn't have to go through the physical grind of 65, 70 games, maybe fresher for the postseason. Just how has he looked from your perspective since he's been back and the difference he's made?
Yeah, he looks good. I think he feels good. I think there's a freshness, I think physically, and I think a little bit mentally too. I think he's so excited, and I think appreciative to be back playing again. It's hard when you're not playing, and he wants to be out there, and so if there's a silver lining to him having missed significant portion of the season, I think he feels good. I think mentally he's in a great place, and certainly he's having a big impact on the game.
On missed shots, you can probably like the process. on turnovers. It's a little bit harder. 21 of them last night. What do you see in those turnovers? Is kind of like the base root problem?
Yeah, there were some that were just transition that were kind of head scratchers, and just you feel like we got great players that really know how to play. That just one of those nights, and then there's some in the half court. Their activity, their shifts, their hands, combined with maybe not perfect spacing or not ideal spacing, create some turnovers. And so I think they're athletic, they're long, they're competing. So I think we've got to be better in our decision making, our spacing, our screening, things like that. Kind of fundamental stuff. And then you mix in, and I mean there's a handful of others that are kind of I think par for the course, but I think our execution, our spacing, we need to tighten up.
Chris mentioned the gamble that he made on Vucevic that gave the Caruso layup was terrible, in his words. I'm curious, as a help team, a team that's based on team defense, what do you think of the way that you helped, some of the shots that you gave up, and just kind of what you did as a team from a help perspective?
That's a bad setup. I'm not going to say anything about the play. I think we could be better in general. The activity, the amounts of, and some of it's stuff we just do every night, regardless of who we're playing. And then there's nights where there's certain, places and times where we want to be active. And I don't think we were our best in any of those situations, so we need to get better there.
Good or bad when you watch the job y'all did on Vooch? What are your main takeaways?
Yeah, I mean, he was a focal point. I mean, 27, shots for him. He on the post is very good, and he's also unselfish too. I think he scored out of the post, and he also kicked and created scoring opportunities for his teammates. He's got a great feel for playing out of the post. So, and again, I'm not trying to be whatever. There was some good and there was some bad. And then, you go to the pick and pop game. He made a couple out of the pick and pop game, and we're trying to get back to him and contest and make it difficult for him. And DeRozan and Levine are focal points too. I would say it's somewhere where we want to get better, but it's also, there were a lot of good examples of guarding Vucevic, and it's a credit to those three guys, particularly when they're in the pick and roll game, that they can create good looks, and it's not even necessarily a mistake.
The turnovers I know stuck out, but Drew said one of the things he really felt like immediately needs to be better in game 2 was the rebounding. Did that something that stuck out to you as well?
Yeah, there's a few possessions, a few one-on-one situations, a few team situations where we can be better. And the first quarter we have a big lead, and I think it could be even more if we take care of the glass in the first quarter. And offensively, I think we can work there too. And Bobby's doing some good things. I think Giannis has stepped up his efforts on the offensive glass. So. We feel like we can be better on both ends there. Yep, thank you guys.